Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bobby. Meet my new co-hosts, Chrissy and
Hello.
Scott. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing good.
Glad to be here.
And we've got Nolan Wilson. How you doing, sir?
Doing terrific, Bobby. How are you guys doing? Scott,
Doing good.
Christy, everybody? Great to be on the Area 51 Racing Podcast.
Yes,
Yes, and we
sir.
are
Thank you
glad
for
to have
joining
you.
us tonight.
Yes.
First episode of 2026, episode 107. So, looking forward to what this year can bring. And first of all, Nolan, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in racing.
Ooh, well, that'll take up about 2 hours of your podcast, but I'll try to make it. I'll make it brief. Started racing way back Central Florida back in the days in the 90s, just to cruise through it. Ran a bunch of late model series all through as we were talking Volusia, New Smyrna, Lakeland back in the day, just all the racetracks down here. Got into the NASCAR Goodies Dash Series. There you go, Scott, in 2000, and got some speedway experience at Daytona, Charlotte, and ran some tracks there. And from there, I kind of went on to testing for some of the smaller cup teams, worked as a car chief for a couple of years, and then realized that at this point, the full-time racing career was not going to be a thing in the immediate future. So I went off, built a couple businesses, kept in touch with racing and ASA and late models up until current of last year when we made our trek back to the national stage and ran a couple races with Kimmel Racing at Daytona and Talladega last year.
Mhm.
So, Nolan, you mentioned the Goodies Dash series back in 2000. What made you jump from running the local late model tour to the Goodies Dash and not running maybe like the ASA instead? Why'd you choose the Goodies Dash?
Yeah.
I think the end all be all is we wanted to get into NASCAR, and this was a great avenue at the time. You know, we actually were working as my crew chief at the time, crew chief in the ASA series for a couple years, and we were trying to put a deal together with sponsors and team owners to make that transition. So we were looking at doing both, but we ended up settling on, okay, well, let's buy a car and have a family owned team and run some of the speedway races and kind of cut our teeth of making our way into NASCAR through those avenues. So then when things were able to transition into, let's say, the ARCA series, then or trucks, then we would have that speedway experience backing us. As I feel like we had a ton of already late model experience. Don't get me wrong, ASA that was a back in the day was a tremendous series. Loved watching it, and it just wasn't in the cards because, as we know, you have plans and then you have partners. If you don't put them together, it usually doesn't work out for too long.
So, speaking of getting your start, tell us about your first race when you started and what was most memorable. Like, what do you remember the most?
Well, the very first race was still sticks in my head as I went to school with Brian and Paul Sachs, Greg Sachs's kids, and I bought a Ford Pinto and we raced it at Volusia County Speedway, which is now the
Nice.
dirt track, which was
Yep.
the asphalt track. So we went there, and that was our first opportunity, first race. Greg was there. I was wearing Greg's Navy suit that he ran in the 500 years back with his old Crisco helmet. So he outfitted me with all the gear. It was my dad and Brian and Greg, and we went out and I just remember running my first lap on the track. I stayed on the apron, came back in, and Greg said, "All right, you're going to have to go a little bit faster than that." And it was just a fun night. I mean, of all the, it took me a good year to cut yards to get that Pinto back there in 1991. And so, yeah, the exhilaration and all the expectation, it was a lot of fun. So that's what I think about more than the race. because we didn't really do a lot that was exciting in that race, but it was getting the achievement part and the people that were there and the experience.
Oh,
Now-
that's a good story.
Can you tell us about your test at Daytona? Because I know Daytona is what, a week away.
Yeah,
How
it's fast.
how'd the test go?
Test went awesome. We, as most teams, we ran a lot of single and basically laps early on, and we were solidly within the top 7, I think, in single car speed. I think Will thinks we were top 3, top 5. I know we were in day 2. We were in the top 2 for the most of day 2, but the car is as quick as anybody, and as you know, Bobby, obviously you've been there. You're behind the scenes. You're racing as well, right? I mean, you're doing this stuff with the teams, and so you understand that it's not apples to apples. It's not like you go out and say, well, this car number whatever is number 1 in speed, and then you got down here in 54. It's not that, because it really depends on how many cars you go out with, how many good cars are in the pack. When you go out, there's a lot of factors, but really the only comparison that you have is earlier on when you can see the single car speed. You can then really draw a conclusion of what the other cars are doing in single car, because if you're fast single car, you're going to be fast in the draft. So very happy with off the truck how it handled, and we expected it to. This car has a history. Was very successful last year at Daytona and Talladega, and it did what we thought it'd do. So expectations are high. I mean, I'd be lying if I said otherwise. So we've got a great piece and looking forward to it.
So how many races do you have planned for 2026, Nolan? Are you going to do the full season, or you just got to pick and choose? How many races are we looking at?
We're going to pick and choose. Like last year, it's easier to plan for the first one, and then it gets more difficult to plan for more down the road unless you have partners lined up for those races. Our tentative plan is Daytona and Talladega. We have the Speedway car for it. But no, I'd like to run some more races, short tracks, and mix in some short tracks and mile and a half or so. It really is going to be, again, going back to plans and partners, it's really going to depend on how those partnerships develop in how many we actually do compete in. So, yeah, I'd love to say we're going to run 5 to 7 races this year, and that would be the goal. And there's no reason why we can't, but we've got to put the whole package together.
Okay, interesting. That's good to know. I wish you the best of luck on getting those partners. Any plans on running Pocono, maybe? Since I know you said you have a business here in Harrisburg.
It's that place is on my list. I've always had a spot for Pocono as one of those tracks outside of Darlington, which is those are 2 that are on my list that I really look forward to run. I got to run Bristol in the ASA series back. I'd love to take an ARCA car there, but Pocono and Darlington are 2 that I have targeted. So I would love to make it to those tracks. So yes, those are we're gonna attempt to do them.
Nice. So how do you prepare mentally and physically for a race weekend? And do you do anything different coming from the off season into like before the first race of the season? Do you kick it up a notch, or do you just kind of start a routine?
I've always been a person that I work out 7 days a week, regardless. So there may be emphasis on certain things I may focus on a bit prior to the race season. If I felt I needed to build, let's say, some more strength in shoulders or some targeted areas that I know that you're going to use quite a bit more in a race car. Daytona and Talladega, they're not as hard on you as a Martinsville. Which all the lateral G-forces, now you've got basically a vertical pulling down G-force. But to me, I've never considered those as tough on the body. So it's an even mix. I'm 35 miles a day on a bike, and I'll, 10 miles I'll go walk, and then I always say I do the Rocky routine because I don't go to the gym. I'm not a gym guy. I'm a go in the garage with rocks and weights and playing Eye of the Tiger and doing sit-ups and stuff like that. That's more of my workout is more crude elementary stuff that works what you need, and so yeah, I work out 12 months a year. The focus might change a bit, but for the most part, every day.
Nice.
What's your daily routine at the racetrack? Like, how do you prepare yourself for each race, and how do you unwind when it's over?
The unwinding is easy. That's the easy part. Uh, getting I get up early, we got to be there early in most cases, but even when we don't have to be there at the crack of dawn, I get up early. Just like to take things easy. I hate rushing. So everything is planned, everything's ready to go. I like to show up early, uh, hang out with the guys. They're help out in any way I can with the car if I can. Usually Bill and the Kimmels don't let me, but I try because as having been a car owner, I haven't known any other way except you work on your stuff. You're part of that. You're as much a part of that. That's as much a part of the procedure as anything else. So, if they don't let me lift any wrenches or do stuff, then I'm definitely in there gathering information, talking to them, and making sure that I know as much as I possibly can to do what I need to do and just be prepped for the day. So just a ton of that hydration and just ready to go. I mean, that's pretty simple. I try to keep it simple. And that's really the thing. And then obviously if we have partners that are showing up at the racetrack, like JD Weber Construction, who's going to be there with us, time to spend with them. But really it's just complete focus on what we're doing and staying relaxed, staying loose. And yeah, when the race week is over, then it's easy. Matter of fact, we're having a Daytona 500 watch party here from all the people that came in from around the country and the world to watch us run Saturday. We're gonna have a big cookout all day and
Nice.
raising a bunch of Miller Lights.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun. I love that.
Yeah.
So Nolan, going back to Volusia, you mentioned you raced the pavement. Any thoughts on process of maybe buying a dirty old dirt car and going and running Volusia one more time and becoming one of only 5 drivers to have competed both on the pavement and the dirt side of it?
That's actually, now since you put it that way, that makes it sound a lot more interesting. Hey, truth be told, I have never turned one lap on dirt. Actually, I'm lying. I was with my buddy Jerry Nadeau. We were up at I can't remember the name of the dirt track, but we went up there to watch the track, and the track owner asked him to go out and pack the dirt. So him and I were out there with well, I'll just leave those parts out. But we were out there on the track, and we turned a few laps in a beat up SUV. So I do have some dirt experience from the passenger seat with Jerry driving. Aside from that, I don't have any. But that makes it sound fun. I would like to drive Volusia on dirt. That would be fun. So I don't count any of those things out. If the opportunity comes up, I don't think buying is going to be in the cards. But if I can finagle my way into somebody's car, I'd love to do it. Absolutely.
Do you have any wins on the pavement side at Volusia? Dumb question, probably.
No, not a dumb question. Because we do so they have the 2 tracks there, right? They have the half mile, then they have the 3/8. I'm going to say it's just a smaller version of the other. It's more of a paperclip kind of, from what it's been 27 years since I've raced there, but we've won in the Winston Racing Series late models on that track. And then as far as the old original track, which is now dirt, all I ever ran there was a mini stock and no wins, but several seconds. We were getting big fields back then. We had 25 to 30 mini stocks back in that era. So, I just had a picture pulled down the wall just to prove our victory at Volusia.
Yay! I love
Yes.
it.
That's the original. That's actually the original Speedway, Nolan. So you would actually,
Yes.
if you actually went back to dirt and won on the dirt track, you actually would join a very short list of drivers, only being one other driver, Kenny Wallace, who actually has won on both dirt tracks. So you would actually
Now
join
you
a
have
very,
to do
very
it.
short list.
Now you have to do
Oh,
it.
okay. I'm
Challenge
all right.
accepted.
Yeah. Hey, that's cool, man. I appreciate that, Scott. I'm gonna look into this now. That sounds cool.
Hey,
Okay, if you do
Scott,
it, you have to let us know though, because I'm not far away and I'll make sure that
Liz, I'll make that
I'll
trip. I'll make that
I will
17-hour
too.
trip.
I'll be
You know,
I'll
there.
make that trip.
Stewart almost bought those tracks not that long ago, if you remember that. He looked into to buying those. I think that's probably when he made his purchase after that, because when he was looking at buying dirt tracks, that was one of Stewart's had his eyes on it. I don't even know. It's been so long that I've been a part of done anything over there to really know who runs it or owns it or manages it anymore. But
World Racing Group. World Racing Group owns it. It's
okay,
actually owned by
okay,
World Racing Group, who owns World of Outlaw late model sprint cars, Big Block Super Dirt Modified Series. They own Dirt Car. So yeah, it's still owned by a dirt team company, I should say.
cool. Okay, good deal. Good deal. They've had a lot of success. They pack the place. They get a ton of cars. I mean, it's their
Mhm.
Daytona. I would say in a certain regard because that's a speed. Speed weeks. Obviously, we know dirt racing. Fans come out, the drivers come out, the teams come out. It's a big world, and the huge prize pools. So I'd say it's their Daytona loosely, just because it's that time of year. But it's a big week for everyone that comes out and runs that week. So yeah, it'd be really cool to get out there.
Now, can you tell us about your merch that you have on your website? Because I've
All
already
right.
had people texting me going, "Does he have any merch?"
Well, we do, and it's fun to say that we're running low. And out of fairness, we didn't do a large order this year, but yeah, we do. We've got some t-shirts, some hoodies, the fishing shirts, and the bigger hoodies. But I'd have to see what is left. But there is some stuff out there, and really, what I did this for is more of an ease of distribution for friends and family that couldn't come in for the race and they wanted to get a shirt. I wanted an at cost way to, hey, go get you a shirt and we'll be able to ship it to you, and it makes it simple. So it was kind of done for that. But yeah, I mean, we have a little bit of stuff left that's on the side. I know we have a lot of the hoodie fishing shirts, which if you're in states like Florida, those are must haves. But yeah.
Now, I always ask this out of all of our drivers that we have on, because Alex, we're gonna have Alex and Jeff on here shortly. Can you thank your uh, okay? Say you win the race at Daytona. Give your rundown of who you thank and all that.
Okay, we talking I assume Cup.
No, I'm just saying. Say you win the ARCA race.
Oh,
Who you
okay.
thinking when you
Whoever
get
your
out of the car?
sponsors and
Yep.
your team and everything.
Okay, no, I didn't know if you were asking for a prediction of the ARCA race.
Oh,
Is that no?
no,
I
he's
mean,
saying like put yourself in victory lane. If you had to do like your thank you interview where you're thanking all
oh, I
your
get you.
sponsors,
Okay,
like
I get you.
do your
Sorry.
rundown. No, it's okay. And then
You
how
know, to be fair, it's been you know, if that moment does arise, I always uh I always feel better of living in the moment and not pre-planning anything. And it would have been taken a half a century to get to that point, and I think I just want those words to become organic during that interview at that time,
that's
because I
fair.
think it's most emotional, it's most from the heart, and it really represents the best of what I'd be feeling. And I think selfishly too, I'd like, friends, family, and everyone that has made this possible to be able to hear them from, from that standpoint. And I think down the road, it's always something you'll reflect upon of resonating that moment. So no, I don't have anything pre-planned. You know, obviously there would be people that I've thanked that have helped me along the way. And again, it just comes down to, um, feelings of the heart, right? Hey, we're all here right now doing this because we're all passionate about racing. We
No,
love
I
it,
don't have
right?
anything pre-planned. You know, obviously there would be.
I just got feedback from him.
Oh, was that? Oh, that was me. I thought it was somebody else talking.
No, it was
Hold on a
feedback.
second.
I don't know why. I don't know why I had
Well, it's-
feedback. That was weird.
No, but I agree with you. If you wait and you just say what's on your heart and on your mind at that moment, it feels more genuine and authentic and meaningful. So I completely understand that. That's a valid point.
And to be fair, I mean, it would be, fun to tell you, here's what I would say. I can pretty much almost willing to bet, and if you've probably got a lot of this on record, uh, when that situation comes around for one of these drivers, I bet you they're not going to remember what they pre-planned because they're going to be so overrun with the emotion at the moment, and those words are going to come out anyway. So it's one of those deals. I mean, obviously, you're going to thank your sponsors, which I'm going to do that right now because you did allude to a little bit of that. So JD Weber Construction, great folks out of East Volusia County, hometown construction group, over 20 years in business. To have them there and at the track, his family's coming. Joe's family, it's going to be so cool to meet them. Round Hill Contracting, up out of Virginia, we got them on the lower quarters. Big shout to Brad Garner, owner of that fine establishment. And Magic Install, FNS Cabinets, Nucleus Events, and Night Operations. So we've, and not forget my Inferno Performance team. So that's our squad that are, the reason we're here is because of all those folks. So it's a celebration this week as well as a competition. And we're going to go out and we're going to have some fun.
And Christy and I will be at Daytona, so if we see you, we'll stop by and say hey.
For sure.
Please do. Please do. Yeah, it'll be not to give anything away, but we'll be the bright red 69 car.
Ooh. I can't forget that one. We'll be looking for you.
It felt fitting for Valentine's Day.
I
Should
mean,
be a
you
fan
probably
favorite.
have the best car in the track for that
Let's hope.
day.
Let's hope.
Hopefully it's good luck for you.
Oh, it is. Well, that picture of the win back in the old days, it's a red car with white numbers. So we went with not too many people, I guess, do a throwback on themselves, but that's what we did. So a lot of the people that were part of those late model days and ASA days back in the late 90s are going to be at this race. They came from Australia and all around the country. So it felt fitting to run that paint scheme here at Daytona.
I love that. Well, I can't wait to see it. We will definitely come find you and say hi. I'm sure we'll have a chance.
Terrific. Looking forward to it.
Thank you again
Nolan.
for coming on with us.
Yes.
My pleasure. I appreciate the invite. I appreciate the time. You guys do a hell of a job. You got a great podcast, and I enjoy them. So best of
Thank
luck
you.
the rest of the season, and we'll see you at Daytona in about a week.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank
Deal.
you. See ya.
So, Scott, I know I brought this up before. So we're gonna have this conversation with Alex and Jeff. But
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna drop.
Hold
the
on.
elephant in the room. The
Hold on.
elephant in the
Oh,
room.
that elephant? Because there's a lot of things he'll randomly bring up. and
I'm
be
just
like,
dropping the hammer right now. So
Here we go.
Here we
bet-
go.
this has been bugging me for since they moved it, and I was okay with it going to California, and I was for the first time. I was okay with it, but then I was like, okay, this needs to go back to Daytona. Then it goes to North Wilkes-Barre or not? Where right? No, where's it at now?
Bowman Gray.
Bowman Gray.
Bowman Gray Stadium. Which I'll say this, right? Bowman Gray does have history with NASCAR, right? It
Right.
has had some cup races there, right? Okay, you're gonna bring some flair to that, fine, whatever. But once in a while, okay, we can move it. But the common sense is for me is, and I agree with Bobby. Why are we moving it? Why are we getting away from tradition?
You shouldn't have moved it at all. We
Let-
shouldn't have moved. I'm going to say something too. We shouldn't have moved the Clash from Daytona, and we shouldn't have moved the championship from Miami. I'm just saying. And it's not because I'm not starting that conversation, but being from Florida, that's all I have to say about that.
So I'm gonna say this. So I enjoyed growing up watching it, and it was speed weeks. It
Mhm.
was everything like leading up to the Daytona 500. It was the excitement and all that, and then you move it to Bowman Gray, which it is what it is. I do like it, but I don't like it. I'm not the big elephant in the room is that it's now Tuesday, and there's still no Clash.
Yeah.
Tomorrow there is going to be a Clash, and it could be raining, and they're putting on wet weather tires. I would rather see it in Daytona and see, yeah, there may be more crashes. There may be, who knows, but Speed Weeks was always fun. The Daytona
Yeah.
duels were
Yep.
everything was buttoned together. It was
Yeah.
one big happy family. You had the Clash, you had the duels, and then you had the whole weekend of
And
Daytona.
practice and qualifying and all the
Exactly.
stuff
Everything
in
was
between.
there. Everything was exciting.
Yeah, and the drivers were there for longer, so they were able to do a lot more events. There was a lot more like meet and greets and stuff. Like that's not the main thing, but it did make it a little more accessible to fans that wouldn't also necessarily have that opportunity.
Right. Now,
And here's
I'm
the
going to
thing.
bring Alex in here because Alex is the one that I told him I was going to bring him in. So we're going to start with Alex, and then we'll
Oh
bring Jeff
boy,
in.
Oh boy.
are we gonna
But
continue this conversation?
yeah, let me just piggyback off of something Bobby said, right? Bobby, you mentioned about building another super speedway car with more crashes. Let's say these cars aren't cheap to make, even though NASCAR threw the bill out there. These cars are cheap, right? They're not.
Right.
$300,000 to fix a bumper?
Mm-mm.
Come on, guys. Come on, NASCAR. Get your head out of your butts. Right?
Pocket
It's
change.
not cheaper. To who?
No, I'm saying that's what they
Ooh.
think. Not for me. Oh God, no.
Right,
If that was
right,
true, I
not
would
to
have
me
already
either.
fixed my car that burned down. I ain't got that kind of money.
But if we're so worried about wrecking cars and teams spending more money, okay, we got a
Right.
stiff front nose of this car now. Let's take it to New Smyrna. If we're
Yeah.
worried about weather and worried about wrecking cars at Daytona because it's just a let's get the General Energy going. New Smyrna's
Alex,
15 minutes away.
we're throwing it to you. I told you I was going to bring you up in this. Let's hear your thoughts about this whole Clash. Should the
Mm-mm.
Clash be at Bowman Gray or should it be back at Daytona for Speed Weeks?
It should have never left Daytona, is my
Mm.
opinion. Just like it should have never went to a chase or a playoff or anything. The point system should be a 36 race champion or however many races, and that's your champion, not the stuff we have today. So yeah, I don't think I don't know. It was okay when they went to LA for something different. But I'm a traditionalist, so I don't think it should ever left Daytona. I mean, Bowman Gray's Bowman Gray, but it's still not Daytona. So I know, like, I've seen people that cry, like, oh, there's only 20 people that show up to the race. Well, okay, then do it a little bit different. Do it during the week of Speed Weeks, have it, the day before the duels, make it where it's a week of racing instead of what it is now. Speed Weeks used to be Speed Weeks for a reason because there was racing every day and there was on-track activity every day. Now it's what, Thursday through Sunday?
Yep.
They have everything condensed down. So,
Brand.
it's a speed week.
I thought qualifying was Sunday. So pole qualifying is no longer Sunday?
It could be. I haven't looked at
don't
the
think
schedule
so.
for anything, so I have no clue.
Well, you know what? I am going to pull up the schedule.
Yeah, go
'Cause
ahead. So
that'll really.
So I'm gonna throw it out
Get
here.
it,
So we
Scott.
now this is segment 2. We've got Alex Club, we got Jeff Baconi. How we doing?
I'm doing good. Fun. What is today? Tuesday, I think. Yeah, fun Tuesday night.
I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about some big things coming up for 2026. And Jeff, congratulations on the 15 race deal. That's exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of it's thanks to Alex. He's been a big help to me. Originally we met at actually Daytona last year, during the test, and he picked me up right then and there when my last deal fell through, and we tested, worked, figured, hey, we're not half bad. Went to Nashville, had a good time, finished 12th there. Ran all the laps, and then went to Michigan, went to Lime Rock. Lime Rock originally it was going to be a 5-lap start and park. And so I ran the 5 laps, and that car was still set up for, what was it, Elko, I think it was, which is a 1/4 mile left-hand oval. And Lime Rock is a 1.5 mile 7-turn road course with 6 of those turns being right-handers. So I was fighting for my life in that car. It drove like a boat, but I mean, I knew it going in. They were like, "Hey, we got to fix Alex's car. We got a quick turnaround between races. We're not really going to have time to put this car together, so we're just going to do 5 laps start and park." And I went out, ran the 5 laps, and we came into the
And he
pits, and they're
said,
like,
stay out, stay
Yeah.
out.
"Yeah." I came in. We sat in the pits for a second, and they're like, "Get back out there. Keep going." And so we went back out, ran another 10, 15 laps. We pitted. Waited to see what some of the other guys would do. We saw a couple more cars drop out, so we went back out, ran 5 or 10 more. We ended up running, I think, like 32 of the laps, which was half the race, and finished 17th there. That was a really good day for us. Again, we were originally only going to do 5 laps, so to go and run 30 plus was nice. And then we did Madison, which didn't go great. We did Kansas, which was going really well, and then I'm not going to throw any drivers by name under the bus. That wouldn't be right of me. But someone did drive me off the track and knocked the oil cooler out of place and knocked the water line out of place. So that caused some overheating issues that we had to fix. And with that, we actually didn't get to take tires at the halfway break. So I was like, yeah, we'll get a caution in 5-10 laps. We'll change tires then. And then we had a 35 lap green flag run. So by then we just stayed out on the old tires. We had 2 green white checkered, so I ran 110 laps at Kansas on the same tires, and they were one was covered in oil from the oil cooler line that was busted, and the other was cording. So that was a fun day at Kansas. And then we ran Toledo, which was a really fun track. We were struggling with both Alex and I were struggling with being really tight in the center, so we were trying to work through that. And then all of a sudden, probably lap 90, 95, coming off turn 4, car just got super sideways and started thudding. I thought I had a flat tire. So I'm fighting around trying to get into the pits. They jacked the car up. It turns out there was like a massive chunk of rubber that had bounced up into the left rear spring coil. And so they jack up the car and it just dropped right out. But we were trying to figure it out what it was. We lost laps there, but it was fun. Ton of fun at Toledo.
He pulled that thing out, and it was probably that freaking big.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, they jack the car up and they're looking around trying to figure out what's wrong, because I'm saying that I'm telling them I have a flat tire because I feel the car thudding, not realizing it's the spring with a chunk of rubber in it. And we had overheated the brakes as well, so we just figure, okay, fine. So, there's no flat tire. We go back out. My pedal immediately goes to the floor. I try to pump them back up, and I'm getting nothing. So we come back in.
You got the full on experience for the short track.
Toledo was.
I got the whole
Madison,
experience being in the pit crew.
Yeah,
that's a very, very intense short track day.
That's like a hazing incident on track. Like the track was like initiating you.
Yeah. And that whole day was insane, because that morning I proposed to my then girlfriend, now fiance, and she said yes. So that was good. So I was excited about that. And then, we just got in the car and it was just super tight center in practice. We were fighting, trying to figure out what was going on, because it was Alex's car. It was my car. qualifying, I went out. I thought I had a decent lap, and we're like a second off from where I thought I was. So I was like, man, we're getting our butts kicked. And then we were running decently. I mean, I think it was like a 25 car race. We were both top 18. I think Alex was 15th. I was 18th. But yeah, I mean, it was just the most insane thing. I was certain I had a tire down just because it snapped loose. And then, I feel the car thudding and everything. And I've never, I hope we have a lot better luck this year. I mean, that was just crazy all day.
You will. It's all about
Yeah.
positivity. Alex is a good man. He's got good equipment. He does all the work himself. I believe it's him and his dad that work on the cars at the house.
Yep.
So
And my
two-man
uncle.
band and your uncle. I'm sorry, I missed one.
Your uncle,
So I
he
know
just
Alex
started
does a
this
good
year.
job with. Oh, all right. Those two guys do a great job with keeping up what they can and working a full-time job and running a business. So I applaud you and Alex, Jeff, there for doing what you guys can do, and looking forward to seeing what you can do behind the wheel as well.
Thank you.
Me personally, are you gonna be racing Pocono? Because I'm in Pennsylvania. Pocono's only 45 minutes away from me. Gonna be able to get to say hi to Alex this year because he's finally back in Pennsylvania at Pocono. Are you gonna be racing Pocono? Is that one of your 15 races?
It is. That's the plan. We'll see. Obviously everything depends on funding. So how serious of an attempt we make will depend. For places like that, you kind of have to get new tires because there's just such high speed, such high load, and then those tires are, yeah. I mean, you'll need 4 or 5 sets of them, and it adds up quickly. Plus, you got to bring an Ilmore out to it. So hopefully, I mean, that would be a cool one. We've got plenty of sponsor space on the car still. This whole deal came together quickly, so we're putting everything together and we're gonna make the most of it. Phoenix is gonna be a really fun track. I've been practicing that a lot, using iRacing just to get a feel for it and figure out how exactly, get the breaking points down and figure out how the car's probably gonna feel. It's definitely going to be, I think, one of the more fun tracks. I'm either going to get in it and absolutely love the place or absolutely hate the place, and I'm hoping really like it.
Now,
You'll love it. You just got to cut the dog leg.
No, no, I'm not. I went at Kansas. There was one time where I was like, we were hauling. I was stuck behind Takuma Koga. We were playing aero games. I couldn't pass him, and I was getting so frustrated. And I got on the radio and I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm going for it. And so I go down and I ran the top in 1 and 2. So I am up at the top. I'm not lifting. I'm doing 185 up at the wall at Kansas, 2 inches off of it. I pull it down on the backstretch. I get a really good run in 3 and 4, and I pull it onto the apron. And I thought I hit a rock. Like, it was just the huge difference between the apron and the track. And at Phoenix, it's going to be 10 times worse. Alex ripped his oil pan off last year at Phoenix going onto the dog leg. So I am going to be staying well clear of it. I want nothing to do with it. I'll run my lane and be happy.
let's
Hey,
ask
1 out of 3
Alex.
times ain't bad. The other 2 it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Are you going to hit the dog leg, Alex?
Every lap.
all
poor
3 of them. All
poor
3 of
splitter.
them will be running it.
You'll have the top 3 out there running the dog leg, and then you'll have me back there in 25th just ripping the dog leg. Like I'm in the top 5. Hopefully we'll be
I'm gonna
better
hold
than
you to that,
25th
Alex.
this year,
I'm
but-
gonna hold you to that. When I watch the replay of the ARCA race, if you aren't ripping the bottom, I'm gonna let you know. Hey, I thought you were gonna rip the bottom there, buddy. Thought you were gonna catch it on the bottom.
The last thing that I was told, I don't know if we can drop F-bombs on this show, but I'm not going to drop it. But anyway, I was told, quit running the effing dog leg. You're going to rip the oil pan off the car. So I ran 2 laps out of the dog leg, and I said, the dog leg's faster. I'm running the dog leg. Well, next thing you know, 5 laps later, I don't know if we hit something in the dog leg or, the car bottomed out hard enough. But yeah, we ripped a big hole in the oil pan off something, and
Oops.
we were
I
done.
can
I
hear
told
it
you so.
perfectly. I can hear Brian perfectly, Alex's dad, exactly how he said it. I know exactly what happened. I can hear the whole conversation before, during, and after. And Alex getting out of the car. Well, why did we set it up so low? Why are we ripping the oil pan off? It ain't my fault.
Yeah, I was not happy.
I can
I was probably
imagine.
less happy that we didn't get the other car to start the race because it got flooded and couldn't get it cranked.
So Jeff, you're gonna be running the outside. He's gonna
Mhm.
dip down underneath you, and you're gonna be like, "Bye."
Oh, you know what? That's fine. I have learned ARCA racing is 90% making it to the end. You'll find a 10th here and there. You can, you've got your guys that you are gonna go out and race with. You just gotta survive to the end. You're gonna have of the 10 really fast cars, 2 of them are gonna wreck or drop out or something. You're gonna have the 3 or 4 backmarker guys like us that have some issue and drop out. If you can finish a race, you're gonna beat 5 to 10 cars. All you got to do is make it to the end.
And the
You
nice
got-
thing with Phoenix is we get 40 cars there, and usually anywhere from like 17 to 24 of them finish the race. So you can literally just, putt around and you'll be okay. So stay out of the wreck, stay out of the, the wrecking balls way, and you'll be okay. So we have less wrecking balls this year, I think, than we've had in years past. So, we
Bumper
should all be
cars out
okay,
there.
hopefully.
Hey, did a guy we won't mention, did he ever get his ARCA brakes fixed? Mr. Ping Pong.
No, I don't know. He's running trucks, so good for him and good for the truck series.
Oh God. That's gonna be a nightmare. Oh,
Not our problem.
He's full time.
Yeah, he's full-time trucks this year. We will not bring up his
Sure.
name, but anyways, Alex, are you excited about the pull down Thursday?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's just been hectic. We had snowstorm come in this morning that I wasn't ready for, so that got me a little behind with stuff, but we're I'm ready for it. I'm excited. Just hoping that we can get a little bit more. We got a little bit better shock package going back for the race now, so I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to make a huge difference. We found something that we haven't found until now, so I'm definitely excited about that. It's going to be a huge change for our program with shocks. So, just excited. And I mean, the nice thing is we're 10th in line for a provisional, but you would think that we're locked in the race with, I don't see the first 8 cars not making it on time. So, we don't really have anything to worry about, but go down there, go through the motions, don't wad our stuff up to where we need a backup car, and then, we're in the race. So at that point, then it's stay away from the idiots and the people that shouldn't be out there and get a finish. And, my thing this year is if we're, lead lap inside 10 to go and there's a yellow, we're going to be checkers or wreckers this year. We're going to go for it. So I don't know that we have a car that's capable of competing up at the front, but we're going to FAFO if we get there.
send
Love
it.
it.
Send it. Send
Love
it.
it. Jeff, you're in the same boat. I'm taking it, right?
Yeah, I'm not running Daytona. That's not one of my scheduled races, but I mean, yeah, if we're in a good position at the end of the race, I'm not rolling over for anyone. I'm not gonna do anything stupid that would put anyone, in a bad position. But yeah, I'm not gonna just roll over and give it up. If we're gonna have a good finish, we're gonna have a good finish.
Heck yeah. Alex, do we want to do it now or wait?
I just have
Well-
one question for Alex. Alex, I
Yep.
seen one time you posted about the different motors in ARCA. I know you guys aren't running that big horsepower motor. You guys are running, what the heck did you call it? Sorry, my memory is kind of a little shot
We had
today.
a legacy motor in the past.
That's it.
But no, we've got 3 Elmore motors now. We've got a Yates motor. So we've got everything that
awesome.
everybody else has. We just don't have the chassis aspect like we need that everybody else has. So we're working our way on that with the partnership we have with Pull Down and all that stuff.
Good to know you got good motors now. Chassis will come later, and once you can if you can get an older car to hook up and move forward,
Yep.
Look out when you get a good,
I
you
hate,
know,
I
a
hate to say
decent
it, but we
chassis.
had Elmore's all of last year. So it just, the motors don't help if you can't get the car through the corner. So if you can't get it down the corner, you can't get it down the straightaway. So, we're at a point with our building that we've got our rig, we've got our 4 cars. Now it's work on everything and start producing speed with everything. So this is our season to start producing speed. And, we're not going to be a top-notch top team, but we're going to try to start fighting for top 10s and lead lap finishes and stuff like that. That's our goal for this year.
All right, Chrissy, Scott.
All right. I would like to know, I have a question for you both. Is there anything crazy or interesting you've seen during a race weekend? Definitely doesn't have to be teams. I mean, just wandering around and seeing fans being wild.
I could write a book about Talladega.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
was just gonna say
Talladega's wild.
Talladega.
Well, yeah,
The
Talladega,
boulevard.
like, yeah.
There's nothing that compares to Talladega.
Mm-mm.
Like there's
never
people
been.
that say Talladega is better than Vegas.
Oh,
Mhm.
maybe.
Mhm. Bobby, we must, Bobby, you and I must experience Talladega together.
I've never been, so
Oh,
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, we're going.
Just for the cliff notes, it's like a mixture of Vegas and Mardi Gras. There are
Mhm.
beads for the women for when they do a
Mhm.
certain thing. There are multiple people that put up stripper poles, and they actually have strippers come in.
okay.
There was a few years ago, there were they had sawhorses with plywood and women laying on them, and whipped cream was involved, and it was a relay race. So
Don't forget the
That was-
chocolate and the strawberries.
that-
I do remember seeing that.
that was
That was
very
2 years
insane.
ago.
And I would say I would not want to be the guy that was last in line or first in line on that. But
That's
it
interesting.
was some of the wildest stuff I've ever seen in my life. And I've heard even wilder stories from people that have seen wilder things because I'm not there at all hours of the night. But
Yeah.
outside of that, it's just, you got the Kyle Busch as a douchebag guy, and you've got like the leprechaun guy that go to races, and it's just, it desensitizes you to anything else after you've been in the infield at Talladega. Like
Yeah, that's true.
you
Even
can
Daytona
like,
doesn't get that crazy.
no, it doesn't. I mean, you go home after Talladega and like not participate in any of it, but like you feel dirty for like a week.
You have to decompress. You have to like take a minute.
Yeah. Like last year we were on the boulevard and I'm walking and no clue who these girls were. And they're like, "Oh my God, Alex Club." And I look over and I got 2 girls just flashing me. I'm like,
Oh,
right on. Very nice.
like, thanks.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I ain't got no beads, but they kept
Hello
going
to you
on and
too.
just driving by, I'm like, yeah, well, it happens, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
You're like, hey, another
It
one.
do. It do.
I don't
Oh,
think.
that's
I mean, Talladega's right up there with Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Oh,
Mhm.
really, Scott? If you haven't been to Michigan
Mhm.
infield, Michigan infield is just as rowdy, but Talladega
Oh,
tops
God.
it.
Talladega is
Talladega's one,
Its own.
and like
Yeah.
Michigan's right here, but it's second.
Buddy.
Have you seen it, Alex, at Michigan?
No, I've not. So, like, the only place that I've really stayed is, well, Talladega, because we have to stay because it's a 2-day show. And then Daytona is like a 3-day show. So I don't really get around in the infield with stuff. Like, I've heard stuff about Talladega, so I've kind of like went and hung out on the boulevard just to see the craziness. But no, I haven't been in the infield at Michigan other than when we race. I did get in trouble there a couple years ago because like we couldn't afford hotels and stuff. So we drove in late at night and just parked in the garage and slept in our truck. And then we got in trouble for that because they were all mad that we were sleeping in the truck. But as far as things go for like infields and rowdiness, I haven't really seen anything other than Talladega.
It's
I
hard to
will
top.
say I really liked, I didn't ever have where I liked the handling of my car at Dover, but I loved being that, you had that big casino right there. So
Nice.
that's neat. And like the deal with Kansas having the casino is really neat, but I've been to Kansas like 9 times and been in the casino once. So pretty much like when I'm out racing, it's like business as usual. We're there to do a job, we're there to race and then just go home.
Yeah.
But Talladega and Daytona are cool. I don't know, like I've never really noticed Daytona be that rowdy, but
It doesn't really
I'm
get
sure-
rowdy. It gets Florida. Like, you know, a lot of
Yeah.
dudes and jorts with no shirts on and swimming in pools and,
right. I mean, I'm
but
sure every track probably gets rowdy. Like I've heard
That's true.
stories about all of them being rowdy, but like Talladega is just like the party place that everybody wants to go. That's a party animal.
Alex,
is.
we need to take Jeff for his bachelor party to Talladega
oh
Infield.
boy.
Bridget
Oh,
would
God.
kill me.
We'd
my
have to let
Good
him
luck.
meet Yellow Shot Jenny.
You guys are gonna become the hangover if you guys all go to Talladega.
I wonder if she's
After
still
the
there
run.
at Talladega.
I'm sure she is. People that have a prime spot on Talladega Boulevard aren't giving it up, unless they probably.
They don't.
Well, they
Somebody in the
probably
chat
give it
said
up when they
yes, she
die.
is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Now
I had a
that's
bunch of.
impressive.
I had like 10 Jello shots when we were there the one time, and I was trying to get the one guy that worked for me. They had a dong bong with this big like foot long purple dildo, so I was trying to get him to like drink a beer out of that. I'm like, come on, dude, it's free. He's
You're like, it's
"I'll
not
do it.
weird. Don't
I'll
make
do
it weird.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, I'm gonna videotape. Well, and then they had a meat sword too that they had like on a table. So I'm like, hey, can I smack my buddy with that thing? So I grabbed that thing and like run up to him and I go to like crack him with it and it like did this weird like bend and then come around and smacked him in the face and went all the way around and smacked him in the other side of the face. And then they're like, and then there's these dudes are hammered. They're like, you just got a mushroom stab. So the guy was like wanting to kill me. It was awesome.
Oh, that's good.
But that's probably the wildest stuff that we've done at a track.
Well, that
Seen
was
some wild stuff, but
very
that's probably,
informative.
yeah. I mean, I could tell you stories that I've seen there that you can't, you'd have to edit it out later, but
And
the
we're
one
live.
story
There
was
is no
like kind of
editing on
wild,
this.
but it gets much wilder. I would say if you have children, don't take them.
Yeah, I
And
figured that out.
if you have a,
Yeah.
To the
yeah, and
boulevard,
if you
yeah.
have a daughter of any age, like even if she's 35, don't take her either.
Yeah, I kind of figured that out when you said the girls walked around and flashed you, but I definitely made that decision when you said there was a dildo bong. I was like, well, I got two
Yeah.
boys that are 12 and 10. They're going nowhere near that.
Oh
anytime
yeah.
soon.
Yeah, they would learn a lot of things that they don't need to learn for a few years.
Yeah,
Fast. Very fast.
too fast. I'm not ready. So that's
Chrissy would be
the
like, oh no.
they're like, oh God, I'm in trouble. They used to be good kids. Then they got scarred. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Yeah,
are you
no,
going to
it's
be at
it's
Daytona?
wild.
Yes, I will be down at the track. I'm going to be helping out. Basically, not crew chiefing, but just keeping an eye on, anything that Brian, the crew chief, can't see. So I'm, watching timing and scoring and seeing, jumping over the wall, all that stuff, whatever's needed.
We call him Helen Keller because he's blind and deaf. So Jeff's gonna run the iPad and help with stuff.
I was gonna say, does Brian even know how to use the iPad?
No, he's got a flip phone.
Yeah. And he doesn't answer that half the time. I called him 9 times at Daytona during the test because we needed to get in touch with him and figure out where he was. He didn't answer a single time.
No, he left it in a car, remember?
Oh, yeah, I did leave it. Yeah.
Because Melissa gave him a ride up to the tower and then he left
Forgot
his
his
phone in
phone.
her car. So we couldn't get a hold of him, period.
Oh,
It's just
God.
radio only. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
All right. So, you want to make the announcement now that it's almost 9:00?
You can send her, baby.
All right, Chrissy, you
You're
want to do it,
better
or you
at
want
this
me to
than
do it?
me.
You do it. Because
Okay.
I got the other thing I gotta do.
All right. So, as you've seen in our intro, we have two fellow drivers, Alex and Jeff, and Club Racing, who Area 51 Racing Podcast is going to be on for the whole season on both cars.
Yay!
And we're excited for it. We're happy to have you guys, and
Yeah, very
gonna be a
exciting. Thank
gonna
you
be a
for the
good time.
support.
Of course.
Our pleasure, guys.
Let's obviously you see the new logo. Alex,
have mine.
at some point in time, I'm gonna have to work with you and see if I can make another primary, because that was fun. I'm not gonna lie. Toledo was absolutely. I never thought I'd ever do that.
Yeah, no, we'll work with you with whatever we can. So we'd love to. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad we were able to get you that hood and everything. That was cool.
That was awesome. It's still sitting out in the garage. I can't. I'm like, I'm not hanging it up yet. I'll wait till we move and then I'll have it behind me or something.
Right? It's tough because it's like you get it and you're like, man, that's awesome and it's big. And then like you're like, where the hell am I gonna hang that thing?
Exactly. Well, I'm like, I don't want to hang it up in the garage and then all of a sudden, knowing my luck, it'll rip off the wall or something and hit Adrian's brand new car. I'm like, yeah, that's not good. It's just gonna sit beside it right now until
I'd
I
help
can
her
figure out
hide
what's
the
doing.
body. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't blame you.
Her car wasn't even 2 weeks old after or when I brought it home. So I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can you let our viewers know where to look for our logo on the race cars?
Yeah, we're gonna start out with it on the B post, and then we're probably gonna move it to the C post, and kind of we'll play sponsor roulette with it and see where else it ends up throughout the year.
All right, I like it.
I love it. It'll be like spot the logo each week.
Yep.
Find the logo.
And obviously, Chrissy and I will be down in Daytona, so we'll have to get a picture with it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
It'll be on the 03 car at Daytona, correct? And then the next race, it'll be on both.
Yep. Yeah, after we get through excuse me, after we get through Daytona, then it'll be on there everywhere we go. So
Okay.
Perfect.
And
Well, I'll
then,
get to see you guys in Pocono. So I unfortunately I won't be making the trip to Daytona. Taking care of
That's
some stuff
okay.
for one of my best friends for his stuff. So, he asked me to do some stuff for him that helps him with his sponsors. So I'll be doing that. Kind of doing playing the old PR guy for a little while. So I'll do that. But I'll definitely see you guys, at Pocono. Maybe after Pocono, if you guys want to jump in the car with me, we'll go down to Grandview Speedway, catch a race, hang out and, introduce you to some Pennsylvania dirt racing.
There we go.
Right on. Yeah, anything's possible. I'd love to.
So I'm gonna bring this up real quick because I know that I want Jeff's spotlight here. Maconi Setup Shop, sponsor at Daytona. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's going to be a ton of fun. Great opportunity to be on the car and get some good promotion out of it. And we're going to be, I'll have them on my car for the rest of the year, but tons of people that come on board and help make these things happen. For me, Chastity Tucker is a realtor here in Clarksville. She's been a huge supporter of mine. 4K Motorsports have been huge supporters of mine. Capriccio's Pizza, Bruzy Racewear, Delk Drywall, all different people that come on board and help make all of this possible. And so huge thank you to all of them. But yeah, I'm excited to be sponsoring Alex for Daytona. It's going to be fun being up on the box, and maybe I'll end up jumping over the wall, but that'll probably only happen if we have like damage or something that needs to be checked. So I hope I don't need to, but it's going to be fun. I always like helping out at the track, and then getting to drive in, 15 plus races this year is going to be really cool. We've got a mathematical chance at Rookie of the Year, so we're going to be chasing that as much as we can. We're going to just, do what we can, fight for top tens, and make some stuff happen. I'm really looking forward to Michigan. I love racing there. Such a fun place. I ran like 10 laps there last year between practice and qualifying and had a ton of fun. Kansas is going to be a ton of fun. Lime Rock was really cool. Looking forward to Watkins Glen. It's going to be a really fun year. So should be a ton of fun, and we'll see what we can do behind the wheel of the 86.
Alex, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. You've got I seen 3 hours ago that you have a photo of someone's family that's gonna be on board of the O3. I'll share the picture and then I'll let you tell about it.
Yeah, so it's a guy that my uncle works with. He's got it's like a fishing and lure business, and he's got 4 family members that passed away. So he took up one of our $500 spots, and instead of putting the fishing lure business on, he wanted to just do that for it and have his family riding with us on the car. So we've got that, and then we've got Balls and Chunk Records. We've got IT Solutions. I think I butchered that. We got McConey Setup Shop, Small Budget Racing. We've got Race Parts Liquidators, Drop the Hammer Auctions. It was Reliable IT Solutions. That's what it was. So, we're real happy. We're real excited. And the GoFundMe that we did, it really took off. So we have roughly 200 names right now that are going to get put on the hood of the race car. So that's very exciting. I'm just very blessed that so many people believe in us and our blue collar work ethic and want to see us out there on the track. So I'm excited to get out there and run for everybody and put on the best show that we can and try to bring her home in one piece.
So not only will Area 51 be on the car, Chrissy, but Adrian and I will be on the hood also.
Oh, nice. I love that.
Yep.
I should have put Area 51 Racing Podcast, but then I was like, you know what, Adrian and I do.
No, you guys
We'll
did
put
it.
our name on it, and then here
Yeah.
to find out, Area 51's still gonna be on the car. So I'm like, all right.
Yep.
That worked out.
So Alex, the big question here is, I know you're a blue collar race team, which is great. There's not many of us left, right? That work 9 to 5s and still go racing.
Yep.
What we do, right? Unless you're in a dirt car. Very rare pavement guys, unless they run local. Is there a place for if people wanted to purchase merchandise like T-shirts, hats for yourself, for Jeff? Is there any places where they can go to pick that up?
So we don't currently have anything. I'm working on some stuff to where we can get a shop set up. I had a thing a few years ago where we did a deal and people paid money and then stuff got shipped and we had issues with that and stuff getting lost. So I'm trying to go through I'm working on setting it up with a company that the people go to their website, they pay for the shirts and the merchandise they want, and then the company will produce it, ship it, and then they will send us our portion of it for, whatever percentage it is from every sale. So that's the route I'm trying to go. It's just so much work for us to get shirts printed, sit on them, and then, you have an order here, an order there. And, we're so busy I got 2 kids, I got a wife, I'm a politician, we got the race cars, I got my lawn care business. And, I just don't want to get behind with stuff and getting stuff sent out to people. So we're just doing everything we can to try to get that done right now. So we'll get some designs and stuff together. It's not moving as quick as I wanted it to. I think we'll probably have something, I would say around Phoenix, maybe a week after Phoenix, where people can start getting merchandise. I'm just trying to do it right to where people get their stuff and don't get screwed over with stuff. So it's just been kind of difficult with not going through the greatest companies to work with. So that's just how it goes sometimes.
Jeff, do you have any merch?
I do. Yeah, I off the top of my head, it's McConeySetupShop.com/merch. I'm gonna be working on some other stuff that'll launch with it, but we've got shirts and boots and gloves. So like sim racing gloves that I don't have they're over there. But So we have gloves that you use because like the Alcantara wheels that a lot of people use are if you get your finger oils on them, it can damage it, which is a silly thing to make a steering wheel out of. But then you go and buy another one from the same company. But you can also get a pair of gloves from us and get them customized and a bunch of different design options to choose from that will all protect your wheel, protect your equipment. So we've got those, and actually the same group that makes the sim racing gloves for us does all of my real world equipment. Abruzzi, they made this shirt. They do all of my safety gear and everything. So they're a huge part of the team. They're going to be on the car for me all year. So I think I've got two new suits coming in, two different color suits. So that's going to be really cool to have throughout the year. But yeah, we have merch and stuff, and we'll Alex, I'll get with you and we'll get those shirts and stuff together as well and get that sorted and see what we can do with the CRI guys.
Sounds good.
The last question I have for both of you is I'm gonna have you guys thank your sponsors and everything. And then we'll wrap it up with you guys. I'll let you start, Jeff.
Well, huge thanks, of course, to the teams behind me at McConey Setup Shop, McConey Entertainment, and now PartnerWorks. That was something I launched recently. It's basically online, simplified motorsports marketing. You can go and generate your own sponsorship deck right on the website, and you take that. Ideally, you take it to your designer, and now they just make it, exactly the way you want it, and it's a good template. Or you can just use the template as it is. Some people will end up doing that. It can generate sponsorship announcements as well. It's good for real world racing and sim racing with all the different templates we have. So there's like 6 or 8 different options of things you can do right through the website, and you just fill out one form and it generates all of it automatically. Huge thanks to Chastity Tucker. She's a realtor here in Clarksville, Tennessee, where I live. She's been a huge supporter of mine. 4K Motorsports have been huge supporters. Abruzzi Racewear. I said 4K Motorsports. Yeah, everyone on the car. Capriggio's Pizza are huge supporters of mine. Delk Drywall, just all amazing people that help make all of this happen. So huge thank you to them, everyone that comes on board and helps out and makes all this possible. And now we're going to be running a bunch of races this year. I'm excited for it.
I know one person that I'm going to thank real quick, Big Fish Barbecue.
They're good.
If it wasn't for him, I would have never met Jeff.
Okay.
Alex?
Yeah, they were on the car last year. Good people.
Yes, sir. And then we actually partnered up. He's doing a podcast with under us. So
Nice.
That's pretty exciting.
That's good stuff. Awesome.
Alex, your sponsors?
Yeah, so I'll start off with thanking you guys so I don't forget you again. Area 51 Racing Podcast. We got Race Parts Liquidators, McConey Setup Shop, Dropped Hammer Auctions. I want to give a shout out to Joe Costello with Elite Customs. He's the guy with the picture of his family on the car. Reliable IT Solutions, J&A Fleet Maintenance. We got the Small Budget Racing. And we got, the 200 fans that have come out in droves and donated money to the GoFundMe that have just been an absolute godsend to the team with helping us and getting us there. And, without that, I don't know what we'd have done. We probably would have had to have sold the 03 points or rented it out for somebody to run Daytona. So I'm just very happy that things went the way they did. And we, we're going to keep rolling forward and building the program. And I'm just excited. And we're hoping to have some more sponsors come on throughout the year. And hopefully we'll have some announcements for that as it gets closer. And we got one more sponsor that'll be on the car all year with us. It's Balls and Chunk Records. So it's a band that makes music up in Minnesota. So stay tuned. We'll be doing some stuff with them and dropping some of their music throughout the year between our videos and just outright putting it out for them. So it'll be real exciting.
I also forgot one of mine. My publicist and fiance reminded me. Rocket Fizz Clarksville. That is they are huge supporters of mine. Huge thank you to them. They're located here in Clarksville at the Governor Square Mall. I I have not walked in there and not found like some new candy that I've never seen before, but absolutely loved. So they're a candy store. They are absolutely phenomenal. The only place outside of Indiana that I've ever seen carry Triple X root beer, and that's what drew me in the first time, is I saw it like a beacon in the night. I saw the Triple X root beer, and I just made a hard left in and bought as many as they would let me. So huge thank you to them as well. They're going to be on the car all year as well.
Well, stay tuned for Daytona. Everybody, like I said, we're gonna be on the race cars. Alex, Jeff, we're gonna maybe do, Chrissy and I maybe will do some content with you guys while we're there.
Yep.
Maybe we can get Alex out of his shell like we did in Toledo.
Should be
Oh,
pretty
you know,
easy.
Alex, very introverted, very in his shell. He won't, it's hard to tell what he's thinking sometimes. Hard to read his emotions. He really does keep it all locked inside deep.
So I just got a text from a good buddy of mine, Phil Lacasse Jr.
Oh, I love Phil
That
Katz.
is-
Great guy.
Give him a shout out. I know he's going through some stuff with his wife.
Mhm.
Hopefully she's doing well and everything. But I understand it. If this is correct, you're the announcer for Stafford Motor Speedway.
I used to be. I lived up there in Wilbraham, Massachusetts. That's where I was born and grew up. I worked at Stafford for 3 or 4 years. I love the Aroots. They are amazing people. Gave me my first start. I started out there as an intern and then ended up doing some announcing stuff. I was a pit road announcer for them. Yeah, great people there. I would love to race at Stafford. Every chance I get, I beg our media guy at ARCA, Charles Crawl, to get ARCA or to get Stafford on the schedule for ARCA. I would love to race there. So they're amazing people, and Phil's a great guy. He actually was the first person I announced a race with, so on iRacing, and that sort of snowballed everything into McConey Setup Shop, into racing and everything else. So there is a very fair argument to be made that without Phil Lacasse, I would not be where I am today. So that's quite the butterfly effect. But I'm glad to hear you know him. He's an amazing guy, and that's too bad to hear about his wife, but I hope she's doing well and wish them both the best. Phil, I know you're watching. You awesome guy. Love him. Great
he's
guy.
been blowing me up like, oh, this is the same guy. This is the same guy. I know we're running out of
Mhm.
time, but I just wanted to poke that at you. But make sure it was you because he said, oh, it's him. But
It is. Yeah. I remember him. Great guy.
Jeff, I want to thank you again for coming on, and glad to be partnered up with you. And Alex, great seeing you again, my friend. Look forward to
You
seeing
too.
you at Pocono. We'll chew the fat, and if I remember, if you remind me, Alex, I'll bring up some good old red-tailed deer that I shot over the winter. So I'll bring you up some of that and let you try it.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
It was
We'll
nice
see.
to meet you guys both. Sorry, Bobby. I will see you at Daytona because I'll be there with Bobby, and I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you guys.
You're not gonna see Alex, you're gonna be helping him.
Yes, and I'm very excited. So thank you for the opportunity to hang out and help you guys out.
You're welcome. You're going to have a lot of fun.
I look forward to it. Not afraid to work hard either, but we'll talk about that later.
Good deal.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you guys later, and thank you again for letting Area 51 be a part of your guys' journey this year, and thank you for representing us. I mean, it's a great deal for us. I mean, season 3, episode 107. You guys are a part of our first episode of 2026, and we drop a big announcement, episode 1. So thank you
Deal.
guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having us.
And no problem. And we will see you guys. We'll see you guys at Daytona and talk soon.
Sounds
Yes,
good.
sir.
We'll see you
Sounds
then.
good.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. What a great episode, guys.
That was good. And before we wrap up the show, I do have just a couple of things to say, unless you two have something before that you want to add.
I would like to throw out real quick. Thank you to you, Scott, you, Chrissy, for joining the podcast. This is our first episode together. And
Well, technically fourth for you and me.
well, right, but I mean, if you want to be technical, it's probably Chrissy and my like 10th. But
But under this umbrella.
yeah, under this umbrella, it's Scott and my 4th, and then our first Chrissy, but I greatly appreciate all. Oh, actually, it's our second. Because you,
Well, true.
yes, so a second. But I want to thank you both for coming in, helping us out, or doing this with us. Brandon, thank you for doing our intro. He's working on the intros and exits. Want to give a shout out to Rob. Uh, good luck, or I hope you're getting better. Speedy recovery for your surgery that you just had. I know you're watching. He is our social media guy, along with John Carroll, who's in the chat right now. Greatly appreciate both of those guys. Scott, Chrissy, Brandon, and then obviously you guys seen the driver lineup. I mean, it's absolutely intense. We've got Kylie Glick out of on the west. We've got Ava Hansen out of Wisconsin. Then we got Alex and Jeff, and then we got Quinn, Becca, and Logan. I mean, 7 amazing drivers.
I love that most of them are women. I'm just saying.
Right.
Hey, Bobby, here's the point we need to make, right? Like, this is something that people don't know. These aren't paid drivers. We're not sponsoring them with money. They believe in the mission and the focus and the idea of what we want to do with bringing everyone into motorsports and giving everybody a voice, right?
Mhm.
Whether it's
Right.
from the grassroots racer, me, we've got every other guy that goes out on a Saturday or a Friday night to rip the lip or run the bottom like a catfish, to the guys in Cup, right?
Mhm.
Or the guys in IndyCar, the guys in IMSA. You know, we're all racers. We all love what we do, and then we got super fans who just love to be at the racetrack because that's family, right? You
Mhm.
know, one thing I learned at a young age is family is family, but when you have a bond that you guys share and then you become family. And racing is that bond for a lot of people. It's more of a bond than baseball and football and hockey, because you're together from some states from basically there's no time off in Florida.
Yeah, pretty much.
But from March to November up here in the Northeast, and not just that, the racing brought in iRacing,
Yeah.
and before iRacing, it was NR 2003, that Dale Earnhardt Jr. started on with dial-up and spent thousands of dollars with him and his brother's, telephone bill.
Hey, all I can say, DMP, baby.
God, that's
what
going back some
started.
time.
That's what started all this stuff. That's how I got
It
into
did.
sim racing, watching him,
It
and
did.
then I hopped in on that NR 2003, and next thing you know, we're racing with Dale Earnhardt Jr. I'm like, this is freaking cool. But
But
that's what I got to do when I was younger.
But it has been an honor, Christy, to get to meet you. I've seen some of your old podcasts that you were on. Won't mention anything else, but I know your passion is pretty strong. Bobby, you and I have been friends for a long time. Go back to
Sure.
playing on video games and cussing each other out and having a good time. We butt heads, but your opinion and my opinion are two different aspects because you got the fan side of it, and I got the racing side of it, where working on cars late nights and sitting in front of a computer making sure sponsors are there and everything.
Yep.
And Chrissy's the same way as both of us. She's a mix of both of us, and she's a school teacher. God love her.
Yeah, 4-year-olds. Great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My heart goes out to you. So we're all different realms of everything, and I think this is the best, great way. Rob, hope you get better soon. You're one of a key part of this team. Have not met John. Met Brandon a little bit. Know Brandon a little bit. He's great. He's a big key too, and this 2026 is going to be huge.
Yes. It's going to
Yeah,
be very fun. Go ahead.
I'm definitely looking forward to 2026 with everything that we're going to cover, but with dirt and NASCAR, IndyCar, whatever else we get our hands into. I mean, who knows? Chrissy and I might end up. Who knows? We could do something. Do a commercial at Daytona. You never know. Her and I just we'll
You have
come
no
up with
idea.
an idea, and it'll just be funny.
It'll be fun. It'll be a great time.
So
I
with
look
that being
forward
said,
to
I'm gonna let Chrissy thank everybody, and we'll be getting ready
I'm
to
gonna do
sign
my
off.
best. I'm gonna do my best. Before we wrap up today's episode, we want to take a moment to thank the incredible partners and fans who make Area 51 Racing Podcast possible. A huge shout out to Action RV, Spartan Waste, Fox Sports Spartanburg, Matman Designs, The Runner's Roost, Circle B Diecast, Belcher Cheesecake Creations. I hope I don't butcher this one. Schatzenbach Landscaping. I hope I didn't.
Schanzenbach Landscaping.
Schatzenbach. I'm sorry.
No, I couldn't say it for the
I'm from
longest
Long
time.
Island. Anamore Designs, Alliance Driveway Solutions, Race Day Authentics, and Matrix Apparel and Big Fish Barbecue. We also want to thank the drivers and race teams who support and represent what we do. Kylie Glick, Ava Hansen, Becca Monopoly, Quinn Davis, Logan Mazurka, Alex Club, Jeff McConey, Club Racing Incorporated, and City Garage Motorsports. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you for being part of the Area 51 Racing family. And thank you, everyone who's watching and listening, because we appreciate you big time.
Well, with that
Thank
being
you for having me on.
with that being said, episode 107, I can't thank you guys enough. And like I said, Chrissy and I will be in. We have what, one more episode? We'll have another episode next Tuesday.
Next
Yep,
Tuesday.
we
and then
have next Tuesday we have Brad Strasser from the fabulous Port Royal Speedway here in Pennsylvania at Port Royal Speedway, home of two huge races, the Tuscarora 50 and the Bob Weichert Memorial, which all are on high limit. Bobby, hopefully you can get out here for the Weichert. We can, maybe twist
I think
Christie's
we're
arm.
going to.
Twist Christie's arm and get her up here to Pennsylvania where she won't freeze a little bit. It'll be warm. And maybe we could potentially do a live show from the racetrack, and hopefully we can get Brad to get that okayed. And
That'd be
but
sick.
a lot of stuff going on with us, and look forward to having Brad and hearing what's new with the Port Royal Speedway.
Absolutely. And then once that episode's up, then Chrissy and I are getting ready to Adrian and I are getting ready to fly to Chrissy, and then they're gonna pick us up, and it's a fun weekend in Daytona with Chrissy and Joe.
I'm dropping my kids with my mother-in-law. See ya. And it'll be fun times.
All I can say is the content that you guys will get over that weekend will probably last us all the whole year.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm worried. But hey, guys, you know what? In all honesty, though, Bobby, when you do travel, safe trip.
Yeah.
Chrissy, I am sorry that I can't get to meet you in Daytona in person.
It happens.
You guys know the situation that I have to take care of. It's when a company gives multiple race deals for a certain individual, it's I got to help him out. He's a good friend.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. There's other races.
Yep. But guys, great night. Hope you all have a great night. As soon as I get off of here, I am headed to bed because 4:00 in the morning to go drive the big blue truck at 5:30 is around the corner.
Yep. Yes, sir. I agree.
Because I gotta be up at 5 to go deal with 20 screaming and whining 4-year-olds. That I do love them. Don't get me wrong, but it's 24-year-olds.
I'll get a text message tomorrow morning from Chrissy going, "Good morning," and I'll be like, "Go away."
I know. I can't help it.
So, with that being said, you guys have a great night, and we will stay tuned to Area 51 Racing Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, X, and also our YouTube channel. And follow Chrissy, myself, and Scott. You guys won't be disappointed with the content, and we're looking forward to an awesome 2026 season. And Matman Designs, Chad, thanks for the banner, man. This thing is lit. I like
Thanks
it.
for mine too. I have it. I just didn't hang it up yet because I don't have room. It's right here though, promise.
So with that being said, y'all have a good night, and we'll see you guys next week.